it's a bit philosophical,
It is.
a bit of hard work, a bit of positive thinking. But in your opinion, after the research, after conducting, the interviews that you had, give us an idea about what you think are some of the important rules of success.
Okay. Before, initially, we assumed that success is one equation, one formula, one thing that will just answer every single thing that exists. But it's actually a compilation of many different things coming together. And, not giving much away, I took a research on prisons, on the prison lifestyle, on prisons, yes. I wanted to understand those people that had been to prison and they came out and they're doing exceptionally well. And those people that go into prison and they actually either die in prison or they fail dismally. And so I came across some interesting information. First, we all know of the Stanford prison dilemma, right? That people take the role that they are assumed to take because that's what they're entitled to be, right? So if you go into prison and they say you're a prisoner and they call me I'm a guard, I'm going to act accordingly. So it takes someone to actually escape from that title that society gives you. Yeah. So some people maybe are called poor, and because you're called poor, you're going to act accordingly. Someone you're called weak, so because you're called weak, you're going to act accordingly. Someone you're called wealthy, you're going to act accordingly. So those titles that people were given determine the way they behaved. So the guys that went to prison and they came out and they were doing successful businesses. One of them is the author of the book Wolf of Wall Street. He was a guy who committed fraud and then he went into prison. While in prison, he wrote a book that has been turned into a movie featuring, the movie, yeah. And he's been able to take his downfall as a way to catalyze his success. Another guy that I researched was, his name is Kali Muscle. He's a YouTuber. He went into prison and he used his time in prison to gain, muscle. And when he came out of prison, he's using that to do commercials and YouTube videos, and he's making an income out of it. Yet, at the same time, there are people that escape from prison, and when they've escaped from prison, some way or another, they end up coming back to prison because it's an issue of principle. It's not about being in prison, it's about the mentality that you're having. So wherever you are, and this is very important, especially my research is a bit biased towards Africa and Asia, because those continents have been assumed to be impoverished. So I've got a lot of examples that actually show that it's not about your geographical location. You might be in a prison, metaphorically, but then it's about the mentality that you have towards who you become, and that is one of the major differences. There are many other principles that are there, to be frank with you, but I think that was my most interesting eureka moment.
Very, very interesting.